Oh.
No, you listen to me, Mr. Spielberg. I understand you want me to start tomorrow, but I'll be up late tonight, so I can't do that. I'm in the midst of an interview right now, and I need my beauty suite. You tell Tom Cruise he can wait too.
Oh, Tom Cruise. Oh,
I'll
hello?
call you back. Love you. Mom.
Oh. Hi. How are you? Was that Steven on the phone?
Mr. Spielberg. Look, I call him Ambla Man, you know.
Yeah, I call him Steven because we're like tight. Yeah. But I guess you call him Mr. Spielberg.
Yeah, I do when I want to be more respectful when I'm trying to get the job.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll call him E.T. Be like, "What's up, E.T.?" He doesn't like that one.
Yeah, people tell me that, well, one person has told me that I look like Drew Barrymore.
I see it.
One person. You do?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's also just the essence or something too.
The essence. I have the essence of Drew Barrymore.
The essence.
This is the essence.
Like maybe you smell like Drew.
Did you say that before I whipped this out?
Oh, no. No. Okay. Get her done.
Get her done. How are you? What's going on? So first, it's crazy that you have a jukebox in the background, and I do as well.
I've also got some Star Wars characters back there.
Yeah. Yoda? Is that Yoda?
It's Grogu.
I haven't seen Star Wars.
You haven't seen The Mandalorian?
No, that looks so realistic, though.
Mm-hmm.
It looks lifelike.
Yoda. No. Grogu.
Oh my god. That's so good. It's so weird. What is that the board game?
It's I don't know what it is. It's some kind of game.
Oh, wow.
And I got it. Is this the one you found? Who found this? Yeah, my brother who's here with me here. He found this at Target. Target? Is it? Target, yes. And so we got a couple of them, but it's kind of interesting. I'm not in there. There's no card of me.
Throw it away.
Well, I'm gonna burn it.
That's what the show is tonight. We're gonna burn this Hocus Pocus.
Burn it.
Oh my god, I feel like
hang on. I need to contemplate.
Oh. Are you contemplating if I look like Drew Barrymore or not?
Yeah. Wait, hang on. Oh, that's a good job. That is a good job.
What are you drinking?
It's actually Powerade. Just Powerade with some ice right now.
Are you being sponsored by Powerade?
I hope so.
After tonight,
I'll do it. I'll do whatever.
Now, is it Karug or Keurig?
It's whatever you want it to be. I say Karug.
I say Karug.
You say Karug. I say potato.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, I put.
It's a pumpkin mug, though. I love it.
Yeah, it's a pumpkin mug.
You would almost think that it is Halloween right now, like with all you got going on there. It's lovely. You really went out there. You did
I tried.
Barrymore Halloween thing.
Dude, look at my shoes. Wait. I have a dress on. I don't think
Hang on, I think my mom's watching. Those are great.
The coffee, I do 4 ounces, and a K-cup, I do 4 ounces. Like, I think tonight I did 4 times. 4 ounces 4 times.
Are you up in your milligrams? Is that what's going on? Yeah. I need more cc's.
Yeah, no, because I'm the only person who's actually drank coffee during these shows.
It's a great way to contemplate.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm a big fan of the Jerry Seinfeld coffee cars and comedians, you know. It's my favorite. I've watched them all. And I've watched probably about almost another whole like I've watched it over again almost.
Dude, I
I
love
just
it.
love it because, you know, comedians to me are like, I love comedy, and I mean, I love music and all these things
Yeah.
too, but there's something about the comedian has such the tragic, and they're funny, but they're very interesting people, and I like to get to know them on this other level that we wouldn't, because
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld is just, he's so respected, and
Yeah.
he's got such a gift with finding what work. Like, it's almost like he figures out what their comedy thing is, and then he knows how to joke with them and
Yeah.
bring out like that fun side, and it's fun. It's just fun to watch.
I love that show. When I like message people like about the show, I'm like, I kind of want, like, I don't think I said this to you, but I was like, I kind of want a comedians in cars getting coffee vibe.
Yeah,
I love that show. It's so good. I'm like a Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David fan.
oh,
I'm
man.
obsessed with Larry David. Larry David, and I guess because he wrote on Seinfeld, they find shit. That was the first cuss word of the night.
Okay.
They find shit that we don't think about, but then we're like, oh my god, I totally feel that way.
It's the observational stuff that's almost unspoken most of the time.
You are lucky enough to share his name.
I'm actually, officially, it's Lawrence Bagby, Lawrence E. Bagby III. So my dad was Lawrence E. Bagby Jr., and my grandpa, of course, Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
I don't go by Lawrence because it's like,
hello, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Lawrence.
I'm Lawrence.
Yeah. I'm like, I have a beer and a shot. My name's Larry.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, I've known.
Do some Powerade.
Yeah, drink some Powerade. I've known one other Larry. And I don't know, I'm sure that since you were like a child actor and stuff, you've heard of Oakwood, right? Have you been there?
Oakwood Avenue? Or?
No, Oakwood, the apartment complex.
Oh, yeah. Of course, that's where all the kids, you know, they have the apartments that are furnished, and they come for pilot season.
Yes.
It was also featured. Oh, is that where did you come in there and do the whole, you came in from where? Where you from?
Oh, well, now you're interviewing me.
Well,
So
I mean, now that you mentioned the Oakwood thing.
No, because I wanted to get to that, but yeah, I moved. It was so crazy. When I was 8 years old, I came out to California for pilot season. I had an agent in Kansas City, and they're like, yeah, this thing called pilot season, and we're from the Lake of the Ozarks, and I'm sure you've seen Ozark on Netflix.
I've seen some of that. That's pretty.
That's where we're from.
Where is that exactly, you said?
Missouri, in Missouri.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has the biggest man-made lake in the world. Yeah, like more shoreline than California. And my mom was just like typing on the computer or whatever, and she's like, oh, Toluca Lake. That's a lake. Let's go. They were like, let's go to Oakwood. And we had no idea.
It's near the island of Burbank, from what I understand.
Yeah, the island. Yeah, and we had no idea that they had classes there or anything. We just went. And first we got there and we're like, where's the lake? Like, there's a pool.
Yeah, we have a jacuzzi.
Yeah, I grew up there since I was 8 years old, and then we originally came out for 3 months, and we're like, you can't get anything done in 3 months, you know, in the biz.
In the biz, pilot season.
I know, pilot season.
Did you watch? Are you a fan of Judd Apatow's Love on Netflix?
I was stomping around Oakwood when I saw the flyers that said Love is being filmed. Be quiet.
Oh, have you watched it?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's because it's so LA, and it's like the guy that's the writer. He's a writer, and he's the kind of nerdy, and he meets this kind of like hot, messed up actress who's got like in rehab.
Did I go out for that? No.
You might. It might be your story. Look. but he lives in the the apartments.
Do they call it Oakwood?
Yeah, it's the same. It's the complex, and he meets all these young actors there and playing volleyball. And but what's so great about it, you'll appreciate it just because it captures LA and the essence of the whole, like the business and
Oh my
dating,
God.
trying to be in the industry, and it's
Dude.
so good. You gotta watch it.
I have to watch it. So you've
There's like
been
3
there, right?
seasons of it.
Yeah, you've hung out there, right?
Oh, I mean, I've been there. Yeah,
Yeah.
friends of mine when I was growing up. 'Cause I grew up out here,
Mm-hmm.
mostly here in Thousand Oaks, California.
Oh
And
wow.
so I was already like, we moved from like Utah, which is where I'm at right now. By the way, I'm here in
Yeah.
St. George, Utah, where my mom and father lived, and so we're kind of back and forth between here, and I still have a place in California, but we
At
moved from
Oakwood. No.
no, but we moved from Utah to LA, like Thousand Oaks area, Westlake Village at first, and that's when I got into the business. So, like I grew up here, so it was like I didn't really move in from like some small town later in my life. It was like
Yeah.
this is California was like my hometown. So
So
I
you
can't
grew.
imagine. It's hard to. I think it's different going somewhere. Like I'm still trying to get to Nashville to do my country music thing. Let
No,
us contemplate.
let's go
To have friends for a long time, like it's not common. Not in this
Dude,
town,
it's
right?
not.
Only I think in life that you really kind of get to a point where it's just a handful of people that you really trust, and that's okay, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
And you try
because
to. We have a lot of acquaintances and I have a lot of friends, but I'm not close like I am with just a few people. But that's the way I like it too.
yeah. Yeah, like especially like growing up in Oakwood or whatever, it was like uh there were the cliques and the
Mm,
people or whatever. And all this like competition and crazy shit. And I never thought I was in competition with anybody because I always believed that it was like whatever God wants me to book or whatever, I will do, and that will be my path. I'm not going to
yeah,
be like, oh, I'm so angry that this person got that, because it's like everybody has their own path that I think we're all destined to follow, you know?
yeah, and it's really easy to try to compare yourself to
Mm-hmm.
other people. I mean, I still find myself doing that where I'm like, well, my life it's different. I can't base it on what appears to be something that I think appears better or more successful because we don't know the whole story. And people appear, especially with social media, and appear to be doing great.
Yeah.
They put up this front, and then later you find out they're miserable or depressed or needed somebody to talk to. And
Yeah.
so we're all on this journey, and
I
acting's
guess.
like my headshot, you know, my it's my role. It's like everything's very individual,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of somewhat selfish in that business. I mean, I think you can do great things as a professional or as a film star or TV star. You can then use your platform to help
Mm-hmm.
and inspire. But sometimes I think about like the businesses can be a bit deceiving because it's not what it appears to be. People think you're rich and famous and life is perfect. It's we still have the same issues. People still hurt us, man. People still die in our world. Life
Yeah.
life is just it is what it is for everybody. Whether nobody gets out without the wounds and scars of life.
Yeah, but whatever happens, anybody around the world can go to Disney Plus and turn on Hocus Pocus and see Ice living his best life.
How many times I gotta tell you my name ain't Ernie no more? It's Ice.
Oh my God, we should reenact it.
By the way, go Dodgers. My buddy John got me this hat. Thank you, John.
Oh my God, I posted the reel today on my Halloween page.
I saw that.
This is Ernie. Oh, fuck.
Ice.
Yeah.
I got some ice in my Powerade.
Oh no, we gotta contemplate that.
Oh yeah.
Together. In England, they don't put ice in anything because it waters down the drink.
Oh.
We've been following each other on Instagram for a while. And then when I started the show, I contacted you and I sent you like 4 or 3 audio messages. And I was talking about how in the beginning of the pandemic last year, it was so crazy because it was around this time. The world's going crazy. Nothing was predictable. Everything was just like, what's happening. And I turned to things that like gave me comfort. And one of those things was Hocus Pocus. And I would like sit in my room and like eat chips and watch Hocus Pocus. And
That's awesome.
And
what kind of chips, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, well it was
Pringles.
It was pea chips, like chips made of peas.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
I would watch the movie and it would give me a comfort, like, everything's gonna be okay. Awesome. And I thought I heard something out there. Someone breaking in? No.
So Hocus Pocus.
Oh my God! Are the Sanderson sisters
out
there?
Bunch of Hocus Pocus.
Dude. Yeah, and Ice is my favorite character. People go, "Oh yeah, who's your favorite character?" They're thinking I'm gonna say like, Bette Midler. I'm like, no, I like her, but I'm like, it's Ice.
That's awesome. That makes me feel good. I appreciate that. I enjoyed it a lot. It was who knew? It's like I've been very fortunate to have a few roles in my life that have will go down. Well, I guess they'll go down in history. They already have in a way that it's really cool to be connected to the nostalgia of that, because it was one of the most exciting things that I've done in my life at that time.
Yeah.
And the memories we made making the movie, and then 27 years later, we're talking about it more than we did ever. And
yeah, that must be crazy
to get back together and see all my old buddies that we all worked together, and Kenny and Vanessa and Omri and Tobias and Doug, Thora, like everybody. Yeah. And then just to be a part of that has been so fun, and I'm glad people love it. I love it too. I watch it for comfort as well. So. Hey, I drink Pepsi and eat Doritos anyway.
Oh no, don't.
I've chipped a few teeth on Doritos, so I'm not doing that so much.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, those Doritos will get your front teeth when you get older.
You actually chipped your teeth on Doritos?
Oh yeah.
Did you have to go to the dentist?
Oh yeah, you got to go to the dentist to get them fixed. I've had a rough. I don't like the dentists over the years. I've had some tough dental procedures over the years, even starting as a kid. Too much apple juice, too much candy.
Yeah.
My brother just said, "Too much candy, you oinker."
You oinker. Oh my God. Yeah. No. Speaking of that, what was it? The 25th anniversary you guys did for Freeform? Was that it?
That was the first one we did, and then the following year we did another, which was a lot of fun. And then they brought like the Ghostbusters, Dan Aykroyd. And, they did a 50th anniversary of the haunted house at Halloween at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So it was like more variety, but we were all there, and we introduced some of that too. So it was cool. Fun, so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in 2018. Would that have been the first one you did? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The freeform one, that would have been the 20. Yeah.
Yeah. This is crazy. This is gonna blow your mind.
Okay, wait.
Are you
Hang
ready?
on. Let
Oh
me
my
get a
God, somebody
towel.
named Alice Cooper just joined. Wouldn't you have died if it would have been actually Alice Cooper?
Wouldn't that be something?
Dude,
Turns out
no
he's a
more.
man.
Just a nice guy. No more. Okay. Oh, no. So the Hocus Pocus anniversary thing, it came through the submission sites because the biz. It came through the submission sites, and it was a Hocus Pocus trivia fan, and I love the movie. I've seen it, but I don't know every single thing about this movie. You know, but I auditioned for it, and I made like a song I put a spell on you, but like with facts about the movie.
Oh,
And I got a call back, and
very cool.
I went back to LA, and we were gonna do it, but they decided they weren't gonna have the trivia aspect of it.
Oh,
Yeah, and
they cut it.
Dude, and but I didn't go film it or anything. They just cut it, like they didn't do it. And I was like, dude, I was like watching that movie. I even at one point knew Max Dennison's like license plate. Like, and no one was gonna ask me that.
You were just memorizing things that you thought maybe.
Yeah, or like what every time we watch it, I'm like, I go to whoever I'm with. Do you know Max Dennison's phone number?
Oh. I know it's 555 something, right?
I think it's 555. I threw all that away. Maybe 5559124.
I remember that was great when she gives it back to him, right?
Dude, oh my God. So that's my little story. I used to know a whole bunch of facts about that movie, but now I have no idea.
Well, you better keep working on it because we might do another reunion with the trivia girl.
Yeah, and I'll have it in.
Yeah. Did you come back to LA then for that?
Yes.
Did you? Who was Kenny there, or who was?
No, I didn't go, Larry.
Oh.
I didn't go because they decided not to have it anymore.
So it was supposed to happen.
It was supposed to happen. Yes.
Gotcha.
And I think the beginning of Max Dennison's license plate was ABAK.
You're creeping me out now.
No, I swear I'm normal. No.
Who wants normal anymore?
I know, exactly.
We're all a little crazy.
I don't even like Hocus Pocus. Take this down.
Yeah. So wait, let's talk about your blanket back there for a minute.
Okay.
You got that at Hot Topic, or a friend of yours got it?
My friend Lizzie, she actually sent me, like, during the pandemic, she's like, what's your address? And she sent me like this whole tons of stuff from Hot Topic, and this was one of them. It says Broom Squad.
Wow, it looks like Moo Rub.
Well, yes.
Oh, it's backwards.
Oh,
very.
Damn it! Wait.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm glad. So it says what?
Does
my hat say owl?
Yeah, you.
Not
you
LA.
can call me Betty. I could call you Al. That's not the lines.
So it says broom what? Broom squad?
Broom Squad.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has the silhouettes of all their heads.
It's great. It's great. So I got one at Hot Topic that just has the wigs, like the different wigs in like different squares, and then there's a fourth in the fourth square. It's
an ice cube.
Billy the Butcher. Who is it? Billy the Butcher, right? What's he called?
Do you think are you asking the trivia person?
Billy Butcherson. What is it?
Billy.
Doug,
but Billy Butcherson.
Yes.
Billy Butcherson.
So it has that wig. It's great.
Oh
I don't know where it is right now, but it's in storage, I think.
When you went to Hot Topic, were you like, yeah, I'm ice?
I think I did drop that.
Yeah.
The kid was like, I never saw it.
You're like, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go now.
Put it on my tab. I'm ice.
Yeah, you ever see Walk the Line? Buffy? You watch TV, kid?
I bet they had Buffy the Vampire Slayer stuff in there. You would think. Maybe like nostalgic.
They might have at one. That might be a good. I don't remember. Here, let me show you something.
Okay. He just never
So
comes back.
this.
What? Do tell.
That was the jacket that the original Hocus Pocus jacket that Kenny Ortega.
Kenny Ortega, the
It's
legend.
Nike, and
That's
isn't that great?
that is so cool.
And it's like an
Wow.
extra large, and it still fits me. I was extra large when I did the movie.
That is so
Can you
cool.
see the witches though on the back there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be
Wow.
worth something, huh?
You should put it on eBay and see how much it'll go
Hey, look,
for.
if things don't pick up here, I might have to. And then my
No.
friend Nelda made this for me.
Ah, iconic.
And this was when I was a large.
No, I think
I don't wear that anymore.
send it to me. No, no, I'm like,
You know, I might gift that to you. If you send me some apple juice and your pumpkin
yeah,
mug.
I'll send you some. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's tough.
But it's a tough one. Yeah. So you moved to LA. You moved to LA, but not for the business. And I do that a lot. I'm sorry. I
Look,
clap at
the
myself.
biz. No, the truth is, yeah. So what happened was my dad. He was an insurance sale. Like I think he was a salesman at New York Life, and there was a job offer from a friend that he knew in California. So he decided we'd go to California. So that was why we came. But I'd always enjoyed acting. I'd been doing music and doing stage and whatever I could, but not really on a professional level until we got to LA. And there was like this career day at our church, and this little group called the Hollywood Film School in Westlake Village, and we're doing screen tests for kids. And so I went in, and my siblings came with me. We all auditioned, and we all got into it, and I just really stuck with it. I loved it. I got a manager through that company, and I booked my fourth audition. I booked a movie called Invasion Earth, and it was awful. And you could actually I just ordered a copy, a DVD online. It's still available out there, and mostly on video though, I think. But it started my career, and then I started doing my first TV show was Mr. Belvedere, and I worked with Seth Green on that. I worked with him then, and then again in Airborne. I don't know if you remember Airborne. Jack Black and Seth Green, he was in that as well. And then Buffy eventually. Yeah. So, wow. But yeah, it's just one, it was just one thing at a time, and there were good years and not as good years, but there was always something, and how it is.
Yeah, of course.
And you never know. Like tomorrow, you could get a big break and be doing something huge, or might not work for you or two.
It's crazy. So you booked the fourth audition you ever went out on?
For this movie, it was kind of a fluke because it was just the right role for me.
Yeah.
And I was still kind of learning how to do this, but I was a kid.
How old were you?
12.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So.
I booked the first ever audition I went out on.
Really?
Yeah, it was a Payless Shoe commercial. and I hadn't done anything, I was just new to it, and it was in Kansas City. And all these kids were going in like they were going to their execution. Because they were, I hadn't been abused by the industry yet, so I was just like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, you're feeling good still.
Yeah, I was still fresh and had that naivety about me. Wow. So tell me about the audition process for Hocus Pocus.
Well, it was it was in Burbank at Disney there,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got a call from my manager, and she said there's this big Hocus Pocus Disney movie. I think we knew Bette Midler was involved, so I went in and I just read the role and did my. I I had done a play. The last play I did in high school was Grease, and I played the role of Sonny, who's
Oh
like a
wow.
bully, kind of obnoxious, high
Yeah.
school kid. And I kind of created it like it was. I developed ice basically through that process. So it was like I had some time to I just used that same character and just said,
Yeah.
this is like the bully, like real like obnoxious kid.
But let me just intervene. It's not like a mean, like what I love about Ice is he's just like so dorky. Like
He
no
thinks
offense.
he's all that.
He's not
Yeah.
like you don't feel like,
Rapper,
oh, what
white
a
rapper
meanie.
kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just played it. I mean, but I played it like I thought I was the coolest thing, right? That's kind of how I approached it. And I kind of created this obnoxious laugh, and it was kind of through my inspirations of bullies that I've seen on TV that I liked, like Biff, hello, McFly, that whole laugh, and Lucas. There was a good bully in Lucas. I don't know if you remember that movie with Corey Haim. But you kind of create, like, you see these roles and you go, it's like art from other art. You take like it was like music, same thing, Beatles or Elvis, and you kind of do your version of what you think sounds right.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and it worked. And
did you get coached, or
no,
you didn't?
You know,
Everyone's all like, get coached.
that's a good question. I may have gone to, like, because I was at the young actor space. There were a few coaches that I would use on bigger things. I may have gone to get coached, but I don't know if I had time between the first audition and the callback. I might have gone and gotten coached in between, but then the next callback, it didn't come for like 3 weeks. The first callback, so I thought it was done, but they had gone to Chicago and New York, so they were looking everywhere for the roles, and they came back to LA and picked me and Tobias to audition together in the callback. Which it's kind of unusual too. Usually they don't narrow it down that much, but they thought we even have the Polaroid, I think it's on my Instagram or Facebook, of us in that callback audition.
Wow.
I don't know how I got that, kept that. I think we asked for it or something. So anyway, so then our callback was off the hook because we had time to work it out a little bit before we went in, and our chemistry and energy together, we really got to play, and Kenny encouraged it, and we went in. And then
that must have been crazy. You did the audition and the callback, and then was that it? Wow.
And then it was like maybe a few days after the callback, and then next thing we know, it was a couple of weeks, and we were off to Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask where it was filmed because I wasn't sure.
That first graveyard scene was in Boston, in a actual like Salem witch like cemetery.
Oh wow, that must have been so cool.
It was very cool. A little bit. That was where I felt a bit intimidated because big sets, and I'd never worked on a big project where and I came off, this role in my head was something I developed on stage, so it was much bigger. And Kenny had to say, it's great, I love it, but the camera's right here, just tone it, bring it down. Like, we see everything. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the things is, because I had a theater background also. And when I came out to California, I was doing theater type acting. And I went to, I don't know if you know Richard Brander. Do you know him? He was an acting coach. He like worked on Dances with Wolves and like
That
Milk.
sounds familiar. Was he an actor?
He was in Moore Park, like on Moore Park, and he had the acting studio there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went to him, and he was like, "You need to tone it down because you're so used to all this theater stuff.
Yeah.
And you really know how to you have to bring it down and get to the reality of it."
I think as actors too, like, you're a big personality as a person, and so am I. And so
so you're assessing my personality right
yes,
now.
I am. Yes,
Are you my therapist?
I could be for a few Pepsis and peas.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg?
No, Dustin, this is not.
Okay.
It's not. I know I resemble him.
This is Drew Barrymore's stunt double.
Hey.
Hi.
No, but what I was going to say was, what was going on back there? Is that's the challenge as an actor too. Sometimes is I've had to learn to just, it's a different character, so I'm more animated than a lot of the characters I play. So I have to tone it down and bring it. So it's good to kind of watch yourself and tape yourself and be able to look at it and see that, oh, I see that sometimes I move too much, or it's too much for what this is. It almost seems overacting.
I'm trying.
But I'm just saying that's okay. It's different because we're all different. But that's what makes also we're good in an interview or as a host. You know what I mean? Because it's who you are.
I know.
And that's what's great. People love that. So I think it's finding a role that's just you is how we can shine as actors.
Yeah.
Or writing something for yourself.
Exactly. I've been watching these shows back, and I'm like, I move around too much. I'm like this. They're like, get in the fucking camera. And I'm like, I need to strap myself down because with the toning. Dude, with the toning it down, I went to another acting coach named Craig Campabassa, and he would tape my eyebrows down with tape because I'd be like a horror.
You're like Groucho Marx,
dude. It'd be like a horror, like a serious, like I'm being chased by a killer. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, please don't kill me. Like, it was bad.
That's funny. You get that needs to be in your movie. That's funny.
Yeah.
Write these things. You know what we got to do? Remind me. We'll talk about it. The movie's called Taft-Hartley.
Dude,
and or it's a TV show, and the first episode's about pilot season.
Iconic. Let's do it.
We shoot it at Oakwood.
Dude, I feel like Taft-Hartley is such a strong title. I might have to change my name to that. Just Taft-Hartley. I know my name's Presley Cash, and you were Walk the Line.
The second season is Almost SAG.
Almost SAG, yeah.
Almost SAG. Oh my God.
No, I love your name. It's all the things I love.
I'm sure you would.
The only thing you're missing there is Beetle.
I know. I joked a while back, and I was like, I'll just be Presley Jackson Cash.
Ooh, I see where you're going with that. It was like, or Ringo. Ringo Cash Presley.
Oh, I don't think that flows. Yeah, wow.
I think you're doing awesome.
She's great, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So Drew Barrymore.
So Drew Barrymore. Come on.
You got a nice look and a friendly face. I love it.
It's just the eyebrows are a little much. Just a little too expressive.
No, oh, I know.
Tape. I think you should sue that guy for taping your eyebrows down, man.
I think I should.
There's got to be some money in that.
Yeah, he's an author now, and he writes books about UFOs.
Okay, well, there you go.
So that there you go. Now, is that a compliment? You have a friendly face. Is that a compliment?
Friendly face?
Yeah, Dustin was like, you have a friendly face.
No, that's great. In other words, she'd like to be friends with you, kind of face.
She's a hottie. What am I talking? Yeah,
she's a hottie, is what the late night version would have been. For the kids, it's like she's got a real friendly face.
For the new series Tapped Hartley, one of the episodes is called Friendly Face. And it's just like me trying to get a job, and they're like, "Yeah,
and you've got the coach that's been working with you, so and he's like, it's time to take off the tape, and you go into the interview, and they're like, what's wrong with her eyebrow? And then like a UFO comes down and takes you away, and that's the end of the episode. And you come back with no eyebrows.
Oh no!
Aliens.
Would you? Oh yeah, I was about to say, would you shave off any hair?
Your brow just gets like larger, like.
Dude, Allie, one of my friends on here, Allie, is a big fan of Hocus Pocus, and she wanted to know, and I was like, this is a great question. She said, did you, when you shaved ice in the back of your head, did you keep it there, or did you just shave off your head? Or hair off your head?
It's a great question. We'll be right back with more after this. No, I didn't shave. It just grew back.
Yeah.
But I did have to. I had to go to church because I went to church and I had to sit in church with ice shaved in the back of my head. I had a lot of people, like thinking, oh, what, Bagby's gone off the deep end, like he's in a gang or something. I'm like, no, I'm doing a movie. Because I couldn't, like, in public, I could do this, wear a hat. Yeah. But you don't wear a hat to church, So, anyway, so that was interesting. And then I had to do it, like, because we filmed over, it was over, like, a year, so I had to shave my head every couple months to keep it fresh. And I did work in between on another show, and they had to fill it in, like, just with, like, spray paint or whatever. It was...
spray paint?
Whatever they used, like, dye, to, like, cover it up, So it was just... It wasn't showing. It was a show called Great Scott with Toby Maguire.
Toby.
It was a great show, really funny, but it got canceled, of course.
Oh, all the good ones do.
Taft
Hartley is right on the chopping block.
Taft Hartley's going to be huge in Europe.
In Europe. Oh my God. I also wanted to ask you, did you like Halloween before this? Imagine if you're like, I hate Halloween, and then this is your life.
It's like, it's
the worst.
Molest you or something, and you have to celebrate the Christmas movie. No, I love Halloween. I've always loved the fall, and it was always cozy to me. So it seems like, the things you like is what you kind of emulate and what people kind of feel. So, like, that was why also, Walk the Line for me was, like, right up my alley. Things we like that I think we kind of, we excel in when those roles pop up. And then even Buffy, the first episode I did of Buffy was the Halloween episode. So
I watched that the other night. You could do it. Just say,
I might
shut
just
up.
stand up and be like,
I'm done. I'm done. That would be the most ice thing to do.
Smash the camera.
Just smash the camera. No, my mom wants to know, so I was like, what are you saying, Mom? I'll ask him. How long were you in the cages?
Well, like, we wouldn't be in there for more than probably 30, 40 minutes at a time. They take us down.
That's a long time. 30 minutes?
Huh? Yeah, I still, just because it's comfortable, I actually have one here at the
Yeah.
house I sleep in. So
Do you sleep horizontal or vertical in the cage?
it's vertical.
So it's like, are you standing or sitting in it?
It's a sitting thing. I have it hung up on the ceiling, so it's pretty secure.
Does it
Had a few
swing?
nights where
Does it
if
swing?
I swing my legs, or if I need somebody to kind of rock me to bed, it's fun,
That sounds like a great time.
isn't it?
I want
And
that.
what's great, you know what helps put me to bed sometimes?
What?
Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
That.
Merrily, merrily, merrily. I don't even think that was my singing voice. I think somebody else sang that at the end, because I know my voice and I don't remember doing that. I didn't do that.
Oh my God! Is this like a bombshell?
Somebody
right
was
now?
going row, row, row. It's not my voice. Take a good listen next time you watch it.
Oh my God! That's
I'll tell you
nuts.
what was really challenging was the Freeform 25th anniversary. Trying to get yourself in and out of that thing on stage. My foot kept getting stuck. It's because we're a little bit bigger now, you know, and those cages weren't any bigger.
Yeah.
And they thought that was fun, but there's not a lot of fun trying to get out of that thing, you know.
Dude, yeah. Did you go to the Freeform Hocus Pocus house?
I went over there and checked that out. That was cool.
I went to that, and getting in those cages, I was like, I too got in the cage. I had to
Are you
be on my
Taft-Hartley?
knees. Yeah, I had to be on my knees in the cage. I couldn't put my legs through. I was
Through
scared.
the thing. That's
I was scared. Dude, I was kind of
You
scared.
thought they might get stuck?
I don't kind of, but the guy's like, wanting to take the picture, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm like trying to I'm like, how do I get my big body in this cage? And I had to just sit in it on my knees, and it was like the dorkiest photo. I couldn't even put my legs through it. I'm like, I don't want to get like ER to remove my legs from this cage and make the news. So I feel you. That's crazy. That is nuts.
Yeah. But
Wow.
it was interesting. I mean, it made an impression on people, huh?
Yeah,
Like,
but obviously you've taken a
human
liking to
cages.
it. Yeah, you've
That's
taken a
not
liking
right.
to it by sleeping in one.
Well, yeah, you get comfortable over the years, sure.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so another question is,
Okay.
what was it like, you kind of touched on this, but what was it like working with Kenny Ortega?
It was great. He's class act. He's funny. He's nice.
Rare.
He's he let us play. He let us try stuff. He's one of those directors that's not like, this is the way it has to be. It's like, I don't know, let's try something different, let's do it again, and love it. Let's keep going, encouraging. And it's a perfect director, like for a first time big film. It made it really easy on us, because even when he was under a lot of stress, I have some great behind the scenes footage, and watching back, he's dealing with all these kids, and they're running out of time because they gotta, kids can't work after a certain hour. So
Yeah,
like,
I know that.
We gotta get this done, and there's pressure and stress, and we're all trying to make sure the pumpkin and everything lands. And but he managed to pull it off and still be positive, and he got great footage, and he just, the way he directed was so like, it's like choreography, because that's where his background.
Mm-hmm.
Was
was any of your lines improvised?
Yeah, there were a few things that kind of just came about. I think it was more the maybe not the lines. Like we made, like the line, the Los Angeles line kind of came up. Like that wasn't really there. but
Yeah.
playing the dumb, like, where are you from? LA? Like, Los Angeles? Oh, like playing that whole, some of
Yeah.
that stuff kind of came out. And then some of the, just the like the little baseball thing we do, and all
Hmm.
that was just we kind of made up. Tobias and I had done that while we were, in the hotel working on, the night before we went to set, and he
That's
oh,
so
not
fun.
that night. It was the second scene we did back in
Uh-huh.
Burbank, but
Wow.
it was
How
cool. He
much
let
was
us play.
how much of it was filmed in Burbank compared to Boston?
We only did like a week, maybe a week and a half in Boston. That was
Hmm.
just the graveyard scene, and
Hmm.
then the kids were there. The other kids were there a little bit longer, doing all
Yeah.
like the school stuff outside, and some of the houses there. But
Yeah.
uh, then the other stuff was mostly Burbank, Disney in the sound stage where they had the big house they built, which was like full size, and with the
Wow.
wheel and all that. It was amazing. And
Yeah.
then we shot some on Warner Brother lot, the back lot there.
My backyard.
Yeah,
That's so cool. What I was thinking about this. What did you think it was weird?
Toluca Lake adjacent.
Toluca Lake. Yeah. Did you think it was weird that it was released in the summer?
Yes, that
That
was
is
odd.
weird.
I think they gave up. I think it was like they just were like, let's just release this thing. I don't think they gave Kenny the respect that he deserved. He had done Newsies before
Hmm.
that, and I think he had a 3-picture deal and didn't do the third one because I don't think they thought that his stuff kind of was fan favorite stuff,
Yeah.
and I think it was too. He was a little ahead of his time, maybe. So
Yeah.
they didn't promote it. It was like we came out uh, at the same time Jurassic Park. It's like to compete with that, we were like a little indie film compared to that as far as budget.
Do you know when Jurassic Park came out?
It
Was it
was
like,
like that same week, I believe.
oh my, well, I would say,
August. When was it? That's what we said. July
I
something.
know,
What was it?
July 16th, 1993.
Okay. Then that's what. Look up. I think Jurassic Park is the same. At least the same. Maybe the same week. At least the same month. Because
Well,
I have a paper of the two shows like Jurassic Park and then Hocus Pocus. I'm like,
I mean, it doesn't even
and then
matter.
and they should have released it Halloween, like made it a
Yeah,
Halloween
yeah,
fun Halloween thing.
it doesn't matter because I feel like Hocus Pocus is the only Halloween movie that actually matters.
Well, now, right?
Yeah, like, I mean, now it's like, I feel like that, on Freeform, it's just like playing all October.
Yeah, they can't
And,
get enough of that.
I love Hocus Pocus, but it's like, it's on 24/7 on Freeform.
It really, yeah, it has been. They've
Yeah.
showed more and more every year, it seems.
So, really quick, one more question, and then I'll let you go to your cage. Um,
Sounds awful, doesn't it?
I'll put you in there.
Okay,
Uh,
lock me up and throw the key away.
throw the key away. Um, if there's one thing you could tell your younger self, what would it be?
Don't do it. Stay away. You know, that's I like that question, and I like when people ask it and when they answer it. I think just be patient with yourself and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Don't there's no rush. It's like it is what it is. Like you said, it's like we all have our path, and persistence, I think, is the key to this business. And and if you lose passion for it, then don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Go find whatever else it is, because it's not always going to be, I think, the priority for me. In fact, many times in my life I've kind of it's not been the priority because it just didn't feel as important.
Yeah.
It's not the most important thing. I just think it's part of what I do for a living and what kind of keeps me sane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've had people tell me if you could do anything else, do it. Because it's like the hardest thing.
It's so hard, yeah, and
It's so hard.
you can't beat yourself up over it either, like you said. I always say, like, in the end, I was talking to my brother about this the other day. I'm like, I just want to be able to stand up, to a big audience one day and be like, it's all about persistence, like
Oh my
it paid
God.
off.
Dude, we'll go
Because
on
it has over time, but it's different waves where I'm like, okay, I need that next like wave now to be able to say, because I audition all the time, not as much lately, but people have no idea how many times I've not booked a job,
Yeah. Well,
to
yeah.
get to the one. I mean, it's like they say 30 to 50 auditions to maybe book a gig.
Yeah, and what you said, like, I think most people, they wouldn't like go, oh yeah, he goes on all these auditions and like worries about it, because what you've done, you've already become a part of the history of the world forever. You've already done
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, but as you know, there's always like, we're never done,
I know.
we're never satisfied.
Yeah, it's like gambling. It's an addiction, because it's like what if you were to stop now? It's like you'd be like, well, then
what if I don't do that audition and that was the one?
Yeah, like you never know what is around the corner, and like literally, like what you said, you touched on earlier, it's like you could literally get a call or something tomorrow, and then boom, after you've been all self-loathing and all like crying in your Hocus Pocus blanket on the ceiling. Anyway,
just weeping in my cage.
just weeping. I gotta get me a cage.
Oh yeah, but in fact, I'm thinking about starting a line of cages.
People would probably buy that for real.
The whole goth circuit.
Yeah. Oh my God. You could like get.
I could start like this whole go-go dancing thing.
I don't know about that.
No, neither.
I don't think so. Just stick with classic cages.
Yeah, okay.
Classic cages. You know what's funny? This is all these things were like little questions and notes that I had.
Yeah.
I didn't look at them once. So I hope we're in the biz. I'm not.
No, you know what? That's why I was saying. We were talking about you want to know kind of some of the questions I might have, and they do that sometimes. But I always say, let's just see where, let's just let it flow. I didn't go to college.
Me either. Let's contemplate it.
Taft-Hartley. That's the college episode. That's
we went to the
3.
college
That's episode 3.
Yeah, we went to the college of hard knocks. Hard knocks.
We grew up in the streets of Oakwood. We grew up in the streets of Toluca Lake, man. You know what that's like? Man.
Dude, what I was
You know what it's like to deal with the Burbank police?
No, in the beginning of this, when I said we were talking about Larry's, Oakwood, the only other Larry I've met was a guy named Larry that lived across the street, across the hallway from me. And I would talk to this guy every day for 4 years. And he finally says, I am a writer. I wrote Beetlejuice and Addams Family.
What? Beetlejuice and what?
Beetlejuice and Addams Family.
No way.
Yeah, and like Tales of the Crypt. And like, we grew up like that.
Wow, that's cool.
It's crazy. I just felt truly blessed. I am blessed that we got to connect and do this, and it's just, I'm a nerd. Goodbye. I am stupid.
You're awesome. No, you're great. Love your energy, and I've always, since we became friends, I love what you do, and people love you, and I'm always happy to talk to you anytime. I love your eyebrows.
Thank you so much, Larry Bagby.
I'm gonna kiss your eyebrows.
This is probably the longest one.
Hey.
But
that's what All right. Good night.
Did I melt the ice?
Yes, you
I gotta
did.
go. I gotta go.
Peace out. Word to the mother.
Word to your
Tell your mama I said hi.